Hey everyone, Scott here, and this is my Google Pixel 6, the base model. Now, I'm an iPhone guy. I've been using the iPhone ever since the beginning, since the 3GS in 2007, 2008, I believe. But I am not a Apple fanboy, and I like the idea of having a Google test device around, and that is why I purchased this thing back in 2021, just after the release. I love stock Android. I don't use it as a daily driver. My iPhone is my daily driver. It's been that way for so long, but I love this thing so much. This has been probably one of my best tech purchases over the last, 5 or 6 years. This thing is so amazing, and it has tempted me to switch over to Android, but I don't want to do it because I'm so entrenched into the Apple ecosystem, and it works so well for me. I have no complaints about the Apple ecosystem. So that's why I'm not using this as a daily driver. But if I wanted to switch, yeah, I'd be using a Google Pixel, stock Android. And so this video is a full explanation of all the pros and cons of this thing, of what I thought about it over the past 4 years as my secondary test device as an Apple user. And I just want to say, I'm not going to go over all the features of this thing. There are so many videos on the internet that explain what this thing is about, what it can do, but I'm just going to tell you what I personally thought about this thing, the pros and cons, the good and the bad. So let's just get right into it. My very first pro about the Google Pixel 6 is how premium it feels. This is a chunky boy. It is heavy, which is a good thing, and everything about it is solid. I've had previous Google Pixels over the years, over the past 10 years or so, and this is the first one that ever felt solid. It feels like a solid piece of metal. Does not feel plasticky at all. I believe the side rails here are, no, they're not. I was going to say the side rails are plastic. They don't feel plastic. The back, I have no idea what that material is. I think it's glass or a very, it's like it could be plastic, but I'll tell you what, this does not feel plasticky and cheap. It feels good. It is heavy. It feels solid and premium. I really like that. The second pro is the way that it looks. Now, I'll be honest with you. This color, which they call sorta seafoam, this was not my first choice. As a matter of fact, this was my last choice. I did not like this color at all, but it's the only thing they had at the time that I bought this, which was just after the release in 2021, late 2021. I think it was October or November. And I went into the store and this is all they had. And I thought, okay, whatever. This is not going to be my primary device. I don't need it to look perfect. I just want to play with it and test it. That was the entire purpose of purchasing it. And you know what? Over the years, this has grown on me. Sorta seafoam looks good. And I like it with the black and the white, the contrast here. It's a very unique looking phone. I mean, as an Apple iPhone guy, I like the color and the variants here. That it looks really nice. And I hate to admit this now, but I wish the entire back would have been seafoam. I don't know. I like that color. I didn't at first, but I do now. It looks good. A con maybe are the front bezels. They're a little thick. Yes, it's not that big of a deal, but even in 2021, this was a little bit thick. And not a big deal. This is the base phone. This is not the Pro Pixel 6. So it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect or just stunning in design, even though I think the back is pretty stunning. I like the way that looks. I think that's the bezels, not so good. Another thing that I really like about the Pixel 6, even the base model, are the cameras. The camera system on this is really good. There is no zoom. There's just 2 cameras, and then you've got 3 settings. There's a wide angle, a normal, and then a 2x zoom. So it doesn't really have a telephoto, which I would have liked, but it came on the Pro, which I didn't want to spend the money on the Pro. I thought I could deal with the base model, which is this, simply because it was just going to be a test device for me. And that's fine, but I like the kinds of things that I shoot. I shoot from a distance. I shoot like airplanes and wildlife and things like that, things that are far away. And just having 2 cameras, just the wide angle and then the normal lens didn't cut it. But the quality of the photos is what is so good. Google Pixel has always been known for quality photos. Just the photography and the pictures you can take on a Google Pixel have always been amazing. And even on the Pixel 6, it's so good. It became my default smartphone camera for a while. It was just so, the pictures it takes are amazing. And as a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons why I'm still holding on to this thing. Just because it's I consider it a backup. Not only do I consider it a backup phone for me, it's a backup camera for me as well. So if whatever reason I bust my iPhone and I need a camera for something, I've got my Pixel 6 that can take amazing photos and video too, which is good. Another pro is that the selfie function, or the video, even in photos too, is so good. It smooths out my skin. I know it's a vanity metric, and I shouldn't really care about things like that as a 50-year-old man, 51 years old now, but it smooths out my skin and it makes me look halfway decent, which is good. I like that. So a con maybe would be, I know, I just talked about the weight and how good it feels, but it's a little heavy, and if you stick this thing in a pocket, it's gonna weigh you down. You're gonna feel it. You notice the weight. It's not a lightweight phone. It's got some weight to it. And then if you're holding it for a long time, even as I'm holding it now, making this video, holding it up like this, it's not like my arm is getting tired, but I can feel it. I can definitely feel the weight compared to my iPhone, at least. I'm holding an iPhone 14 Pro in my other hand, which is a little bit lighter, and it makes a difference when you're holding it up like this. One of the major cons of the Google Pixel 6 is the in-screen fingerprint reader, which the fact that it exists is nice, but I could never, ever get this thing to work. As you can see, it won't work, and it's frustrating. Now, I've deleted the fingerprint profile that I've had, and I've tried to redo it many times, but it just never works. And I wish it did. And I wish this phone actually had the fingerprint reader on the back, which was on some of the previous Google Pixels, because that was so nice and it worked every time. It was in a natural spot, but this one kind of sucks. Another pro about this thing is the awesome battery life. Oh man, I can't even put into words how awesome the battery life is on this thing. I could have this thing sitting in a drawer for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and I would come back to it and the battery would there would still be enough battery to pick it up and use it for at least a half a day. It's just amazing. Even when I used it all day, the battery life maybe I wasn't using it hard enough. I don't know, but this is probably, of all the phones that I've ever owned, the battery on this Pixel 6 was the best by far. A pro would be the screen, and I especially like how, even after all these years, this phone is 4 years old now as I'm making this video, and it is still so responsive. There's no lag at all, and it just keeps going. After all these updates, after all these years, there are no issues. I also like how bright the screen is. The screen I've got all the way up. It's cranked up to its maximum brightness, and as you can see out here in the wilderness, yeah, you can see everything. I mean, it's nice and bright, and yeah, there are no issues with visibility, and even on sunny days outside like this, it's really, yeah, no issues at all. I like that. Build quality is another pro. I've not had this thing in a case. It's been bouncing around between my drawers, pockets, my desk, and just all kinds of places, in my backpack as I travel, and there are no scratches anywhere. You can see it's very intact, very brand new looking. Yeah, you can't see any scratches on this thing. And like I said earlier, it's a solid device, and build quality is excellent. And even the buttons here on the side, they're still very solid feeling after 4 years of use. Now, I didn't use this daily, I need to say that, but I used it pretty hard. As I said, this was a test device, so I was trying different apps, and I was always using it for photography and video things. I was traveling with it, and you know, it did get a lot of use. And I'm looking around this thing right now, and I don't see a single scratch on it, which is impressive for not having it in a case at all, ever. Another thing that I really like is USB-C. Man, it's been USB-C for so long, even before the Pixel 6, but as an iPhone guy who's been having to live with the Lightning port for so many years, having a phone with USB-C many, many years ago was a good thing. And that was actually one of the things that I was most excited about when I bought this thing back in 2021. It's like USB-C on a phone. It's awesome. I love it. So overall, if I have to sum up my summary with the Google Pixel 6, the base model, I gotta say I love it because of the way that it looks, the way that it feels. I love the software. And as I said, I'm not going to talk about the software simply because this is a review of the hardware itself. Software changes over time. The hardware does not. That's why I'm only talking about hardware. But I have to say, as an Apple iPhone user, I love stock Android. Stock Android is so good. It's, it's maybe not as good as, okay, maybe it is as good as stock iOS. I guess all iOS is stock. You can't customize it, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I love this phone. I'm not getting rid of it. Here in 2025, this is 4 years old. I think the Google Pixel 10 is coming out soon. And I don't know, I may pick that up as a replacement for this, but I'm not tempted. I still like the way that this thing works. The photos are still amazing. The software is still amazing. All in all, this has been a home run for me, a home run purchase. I love having this thing as a secondary device. I don't really know if I can use it as a daily driver. It's my daily driver phone, but I don't know. I like this thing quite a bit. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments about this thing, or at least about my experience with it, do leave it down below in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.